Yeah. Y'all watching the Grind Ethics mixtape show, and I'm your host, Viktory BX Supreme Promoter. Basically, you know what I mean? I'm Shane. Basically, yo, what up? What up? Thank y'all for watching my new episode of Grind Ethics. Know what I mean? I'm Shane. Anybody that like this episode, I'll be very grateful if anyone could follow me on my Instagram, Grind Ethics Instagram, and I'm also on TikTok, Grind Ethics TikTok. Also, if you definitely like this episode, hey, why not drop me a friendly donation? No stress. All the links is down below, my PayPal, my Cash App, and all that good stuff. Yeah, today is going to be an interesting episode. Today's episode of the GRINDETHIKS Mixtape Show is top 6 things that you should not give a fuck about. Yes, top 6 things that you should not give a fuck about. I was going to say 5, but everybody's always doing top 5. I was like, you know what? Let me do something different. And plus, my birthday is on the 6th, April 6th, you know, which is the father's, which is father in the supreme alphabets and equality in today's mathematics. Well, not today's mathematics, but in the mathematics, 6 is equality. But anyway, yeah, yep, 6 top things that you should not give a fuck about. And this is mostly, I'm talking to mostly of y'all business owners and y'all artists, because a lot of y'all suffer from things that you should not give a fuck about, basically, and it's hurting you. You know, you care about the smallest things, and the smallest things is hurting you, hurting your pride, your ego, and all that shit, and it's hurting you basically. So, and I just want y'all to think about it. You know, some of y'all don't notice that you care too much about the smallest things, but the smallest things is hurting you. It's hindering your growth. Is stopping you from growing as an artist. And if you're an entrepreneur, is stopping you from growing as an entrepreneur, or both. I'm also talking to my entrepreneurs, my artists slash entrepreneurs. But anyway, I'm gonna get right to it. The number one top thing that you should not give a fuck about is don't give a fuck what people think. I know that's cliche. They say that all over social media, all over YouTube. I understand. But yes, that's number one. Don't give a fuck about what people think. Because a lot of y'all artists and business owners, y'all care too much about if you fail, so-called fail in your goals or whatever, your family members and your friends will talk shit about you. It's not a life or death situation. Do you own Pablo Escobar some money? You know what I'm saying? It's not a life or death situation, nigga. That's so small. What the fuck you worried about other niggas for? Who cares if this is your friends or your family? They fucked up too, nigga. You probably doing better than them. Anyway, the number 2 top thing that you should not give a fuck about. Don't give a fuck about someone having more than you. Whether it's more money, whether it's more materialistic things, whether it's more women or whatever. Don't be like, oh, that nigga got more. Oh man, he got quite a few more things than I do. Oh man, I'm fucked up. No, you're not fucked up. That's just how you think. Well, you all fucked up because that's how you think. That's how you feel. Um, yeah, stop doing that. That's a recipe for disaster. Comparing yourself to other people. Stop doing that. Don't do that. Stay in your own lane. Okay. Number three. The number three top thing, or the third top thing that you should not give a fuck about. Don't give a fuck about things you don't need. Don't give a fuck about things you don't need. That kind of goes back to don't give a fuck about who has more than you, because a lot of people, they compare each other to other people because a person has more tangible things than they do, more toys. Fuck toys. How you gonna benefit off of having toys? You're just gonna you know what I'm saying, spend unnecessary money and spend your money, spend like $200-300 on a storage just to store a bunch of stuff that you don't need and that you're not gonna even use. That don't even make no fucking sense. Okay? Don't give a fuck about the things you don't need. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit more on that. I want to ask you a question. Do you really need Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and all the expensive shit? Do you really need, you know what I'm saying, to buy things you don't need? But at the same time, you're pursuing a career as an artist and an entrepreneur. Don't you think that's a distraction? I don't know. I'm just asking. The number four things that you should not give a fuck about. Or number four, or the fourth top thing that you should not give a fuck about is don't give a fuck about failure. Why? Because failure does not exist. I have to slam my cup for that one. Failure does not exist, peoples. For years and years, it took me over 40 years of my life to realize that failure does not exist. That's such a big mind fuckery. Failure does not exist outside of the mind. I mean, in a way, you could say failure exists in your mind, but it does not exist outside of your mind. You know, it does not exist. If you have a chance to keep on doing what you do and fight another fight, as long as you're alive to fight another fight, and you're still alive and you're breathing to accomplish that goal you didn't accomplish, then you good. Why you worry about something that didn't happen? So what? So what if something didn't happen? Stop crying like a little bitch. Failure does not exist, man. And I know some of y'all gonna write in the comment sections, or some of y'all gonna give me different scenarios of your life of how failure exists, and how was it so hard? It was hard because I'm gonna say again, it was hard because that's what you thought in your mind. Failure does not exist. I don't want to argue about this shit. I'm not, and my friends that know me, people that know me personally, I'm not even gonna bother to debate about this topic. Okay. Number 5 top thing that you should not give a fuck about. Do not give a fuck about your unfortunate past. Yes, do not give a fuck about your unfortunate past. A lot of people got childhood trauma and different type of drama and things like that. Don't give a fuck about all that. Because if you're a go-getter, or if you want to accomplish some goals, it's going to be hard for you to accomplish a goal if you go back to the past and be like, I remember I did this and it didn't work out. And you worry about what didn't happen before, or what past failures you had, or you worry about all them D's you had in school and shit like that. You worry about all them F's and D's. See, this is what the grading system is based on. It's based on fucking your mind up as a kid and bringing that feeling to bring that feeling or carrying that feeling to you, carrying that feeling with you in your adulthood, in your adult life. That's why a lot of y'all scared to own your business. A lot of y'all scared to take your life to the next step or whatever, or just scared to do whatever you want to do. Okay. Here is the last thing that you should not give a fuck about. Matter of fact, I should do a little drum roll. The top 6 things that you should not give a fuck about is don't give a fuck about shit that you can't control. I think that's my favorite one. Stop giving a fuck about things you cannot control. Okay? Stop doing that. Almost everybody in the world does that because we were programmed to believe that we have to control everything. You know? You don't. If you have a goal and you want to accomplish your goal, you have to do the necessary work. But for the rest of the part, you got to go with the flow and stop trying to control and stop trying to control certain things that you can't control. Like, let's say your goal. Let's say you wanted to accomplish your goal today, and it didn't happen today. So what? You know, you got no control over that. You know, stop controlling things. You can stop worrying about things you got no control of. Your goal didn't happen today, so stop trying to, you know. Not to say you're trying to control the situation if you didn't accomplish your goal, but to be sad about it, to be disappointed about it. Why be sad about something that you got no control of? You know what I'm saying? Stop doing that. And on a side note, this is for people that be on that conspiracy bullshit, talk about Illuminati all day and New World Order. Listen, if motherfucking soldiers or military could come into the hood and bang on people's or break into people's houses and lock up everybody in the hood or lock them up in concentration camps, nigga, you ain't got no control of that. If that's gonna happen, you know it's gonna happen. And it didn't happen yet. It might not even happen. So why worry about some shit that you got no control of? And so what? You didn't get that stupid record deal that you was expected to get. Hey, at least you didn't get fucking ass. Maybe it was good that you didn't sign that record deal. You know, stop trying to control shit. Stop giving a fuck about things that you got no control of. You ain't got no control over it. But when you accept the fact that you ain't got control over certain things, it brings you what you want. I know that sounds funny. But this happens to me half the time. When I'm outside, I go hustle. I might make a few sales at first, and then it gets slow for like an hour, 2 hours, or whatever. And I'm kind of frustrated, but I'm thriving to keep my composure. You know what I'm saying? Not show my frustration. And I say to myself, your victory. Just face it. Just accept the fact that it's slow outside. It's just slow. You know, the money wave ain't hitting you right now. You know, and just on the strength of me accepting the fact that it's slow and I can't do nothing about it right now, you know, but to maybe just keep on flowing and keep on grinding, then later on, half of my bag or my whole bag of my merchandise is gone. And then I look at my pockets, I'm like, oh shit, I made all this money. You know, without controlling shit, or without trying to control anything. Nowadays, I don't even force nobody to buy shit, to buy nothing. Because if I'm already selling things that or if I'm already buying and selling things that people need already, like tank tops, underwear, boxes, whatever, waters, hats, gloves, t-shirts, whatever. All I have to do is show it to the people and tell them about and give them a little details about what I'm selling. And that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Then I put my stuff right back in my bag and I keep it pushing. And that's it. And I make money. To some of us street hustlers, you know, people that's, us street hustlers that walk around the streets and sell stuff, a lot of us can't grasp or can't phantom the idea of hustling, making money in the streets, hustling merchandise without saying hardly anything or saying nothing at all. We can't. But I had to do that. I had to practice. And I'm like, oh shit, this going with the flow shit actually works. It actually works, my nigga. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm out. I hope y'all learned something. Yo, anyone that's watching, give me something or give me something that people should not give a fuck about, or make a comment on something that people should not give a fuck about, and I'll read it too. I'll read it, on one of my next episodes. Anyway, if you like this episode, I'll be very grateful if anyone make a friendly donation. Also, follow me on my social media sites down below, and I'm out. And remember, peoples, tell a friend that it's all about the mother effing grind, basically.